Hi, I'm Rocky Leopoulos, and today I want to talk to you about a very serious issue that's been ongoing in the Final Fantasy community. For years, the community has been asking Square Enix to take action and implement features so that players can protect themselves from unwanted behavior, such as harassing or stalking. At the beginning of Dawn Trail, blacklist changes were fully implemented in the games in hopes to achieve what the players were looking for. Unfortunately, what that has caused now is the problem has moved onto third-party tools. Last year, a third-party tool called PlayerScope was created and was successfully tracking and identifying players' accounts and all of their characters linked to their account. Square Enix did respond and send the developer a cease and desist letter, and the plugin was successfully shut down. However, since then, two more plugins have popped in, and I wanted to talk to you about that today. So I came across this Reddit post earlier today, and I think that it's really important for the community to be aware about this because it is a huge violation of privacy, and it's just really, really, really creepy behavior that people are able to do. So EchoVault is the new plugin, is now a PlayerScope clone, and it got just worse because now it can track you through player search. So, for those who don't know, what was PlayerScope? With the changes in the blacklist and Dawn Trail, players got a unique ID on their service account. Said ID was shared among every single character in that service account. PlayerScope was a plugin that scrapped this ID and was able to pin all of the alt characters of a player. It did receive a cease and desist by Square Enix and it was deleted, but it was also fixed, but also had been fixed by Square in future patches. But it didn't stop someone from making a similar plugin, EchoVault. Well, so what is EchoVault? About a week ago, another plugin came to light, Memoria. It stated that it was able to track alts, but it never seemed to have the feature work, regardless. It got a bit of fair backlash and it was eventually shut down by the dev. But it didn't last long because another plugin came out a few days ago, EchoVault, which I'm sad to announce it can track alts, just like PlayerScope did. So, the reason that I wanted to talk to you about this today is because the reason that a plugin like this came up so quickly is because it's the same guy. The same person who created Memoria also created EchoVault. And the reason that we know that is because he chose the most basic ass fucking name that you could possibly think of. I want to bring attention to this because this is just really, really bad and it's really, really creepy. So, um, wait, I thought Square Enix fixed the user ID. So, what Square Enix did to patch this was make the user ID be randomized on login, which would technically make it impossible to track. Or that would be the case if it wasn't due to the fact that on login randomizing worked on the user that logs out. The problem is it's not your login. So basically, what this is saying is that if person A is stalking person B, and person A uses this plugin and never logs out of the game, no matter what you do as an individual, you log out, you go to a different world, they already have your information and can continue tracking you. So, of course, where's the proof? So this person, oh, by the way, I do need to call out. Thank you so much, True Away, for continuing to post this on Reddit and bringing attention to this. You are much appreciated. So where is the proof of this? So, for example, this person, True Away, made two alt characters, completely shutting down the client between each of their creations and doing so again, logging in between them. They then proceeded to go to Balmong's Olda, and it seems to be on the spot of where it's being tracked the most. And they have proof. So here's the proof that they got scrapped immediately. These are the two characters that created, and this is what it looks like in EchoVault. And then here's the proof that these are the characters. So this person's on Crystal, they made a character on Marlboro, and they have these two different characters. So what's the dev's damage? Wish I knew, but here's a fun fact. The Memoria dev and the EchoVault dev are the exact same person. The domain for the websites are the same, and his shutdown message for Memoria felt like he needed to put this line in here. Not to mention, as someone who was in both Discords, the mannerisms of the devs are the exact same, snarky and childish and downright dismissive. Yeah, this person is a real fuck. This person is a real fuck because he absolutely tries to make you feel bad for not wanting your information to be involved in this plugin. And the way that you can opt out of this is by giving them your Discord and your email. So no, you're not really protecting yourselves by doing that. In the Reddit post, they also call out that part of his message. And this is the message that's part of Memoria. And they refer to themselves as Architect Rose. So Memoria set out to remember the people that you cross paths with in Eorzea, every sprout that you helped, every static that drifted apart, every stranger you could swear that you had partied with before. The service is now closed, and any collected player data has been permanently deleted. Yeah, bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that, because we know that he created a new plugin, because how could EchoVault with these same exact features pop up so quickly? And like this kind person had already showed up. They're the same fucking dev. They picked the same basic ass name, fucking Architect Rose. But they also wanted to call out True Away. The Redditor True Away also wanted to call out that every echo finds its vault in time. So I highly recommend not going to this website, but I did because I wanted to make sure that my players were not on that, because I have two different players. So this is the nasty ass website. This is EchoVault, and this is what it looks like. So for the privacy of the person that I selected, I blurred this out. So that's why you can't see their character, their name, or anything like that, because I would be adding to the problem if I had shown that. But what I really wanted to call out specifically was there in this section right underneath where the character would be is their name, their server, level of job they are, their FC, and even to the point of what their grand company they chose and their rank. Like, it gets down to that finite of detail. But then I really wanted to call out this specific section right here. So it does absolutely can tie you back to your vaults. So the problem with this is if person A is stalking person B and person B blacklists person A, but person A has this plugin, well, they can just go and see what other characters person B has and then go and stalk those characters. This is a huge, huge violation of privacy, in my opinion. It's absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting that people think that this is okay. That they just try to justify their incel behavior to try to think that this is okay. It's really gross, in my opinion. So I wanted to go back to the original Reddit post that I came across today, which was actually True Away's second Reddit post about EchoVault, because there were some really good insights in here about how you can protect yourself from this kind of behavior. So, it seems like the issue is mostly tied to the Crystal server. I don't have a character on the Crystal server, and like I mentioned earlier, I checked to see if my characters were on Echo, and they weren't. But I thought that this one person, Unhappy Win 8997, had some really good feedback, um, or some really good suggestions in how you can protect yourself while this nasty ass plugin is available to some not so great people. So don't have your alt and your main on the same server. I don't know why people would do that anyway, just because there's no benefit to that. I feel like you would want your alts and your main on different servers because maybe you want to play with different people, maybe you're in a different region. I mean, that's why I have two alts, or an alt in general, excuse me. Get the fuck off of Balmung and Mateus. Now, I'm not gonna yuck anyone's yums. So if someone wants to be on Balmung to be able to do their RP thing, that is totally on them. However, you open yourself to a lot of really nasty and crappy behavior because it seems like this person drew away when he created two alts and went to Balmung. He was immediately on EchoVault, and his alts were like level 1. Which brings me to the second point. If you're gonna AFK for a while, or if you're gonna sit and chat with somebody, move out of one of the main cities. Go to Idleshire, go to Razatan, go to Tuliolal, because then you can't have level 1 people lurking in on you. Okay, this person says, watch the EchoVault front page. The moron was dumb enough to make the data publicly available, so use his fancy data against him. You can track scope or movement by keeping watch on where the majority of the people are getting scoped on the front page. Avoid those hot zones. Yeah, that's a good point too. If you want to go to that website, I don't recommend it. Don't make it seem like that this guy is getting lots of traffic. Don't make it worth it. Keep an eye out for maintenance. This means all scopers get logged out. That's true. Okay, so if you, like me, have a huge problem with this awful behavior and the damage that this potentially could bring to people and their well-being, you can absolutely report it. This person, True Away, also says that you could report it to GitHub as well, but that was shut down rather quickly. But it seems like his information is also on Cloudflare, so you could report it there. This behavior is not okay, and that it's really, really scary that this information is just readily available and out there for people. And I think that it could be used very dangerously, and that it's important for people to be aware about it. Let me know what you think, and if you enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I am slowly but surely coming out with things over the weeks, and I am working on my Twitch channel as well. I'm currently playing through my alt character on an EU server and nearing the end of Shadowbringers, and I'm gonna start playing Endwalker soon. So I'm very excited. Please check it out. And thanks for listening. Take care.